Hi, welcome to Transform Your Health Sofa to Sensational in 30 days. This is going to be an informative talk that I think you're going to get a lot out of. I know that most of us know that we should be exercising regularly, but for many of us, exercise is a major roadblock to reaching our health and fitness goals. Do you find exercise difficult to work into your already busy life? I know I do sometimes. You're in the right place. Today I'm going to cover the three most common roadblocks that get in the way of fitting exercise into your lifestyle. I'm going to share some simple strategies that will make it easier for you to get started and to stick with it so that you feel better, look better, and live better. As I go through this, you'll want to really pinpoint what your biggest roadblocks are and then make a plan you can live with to fit exercise into your life. Feel free to jot down any notes as I go along. If you have questions, jot them down and please feel free to ask them within my Facebook group. Before we dive in, I just want to introduce myself so we can get an idea of who I am and why I put this together for you. I'm Christy, as most of you know, and I specialise in helping people reach their health and wellness goals. I cover weight loss, sugar addiction, stress management, and mindful eating. You see, while yes, I'm a certified health and weight loss coach, I have also struggled with my diet and exercise routine in the past. I know what it's like to want to feel better, be in better shape, and to look better. I know what it's like to feel discouraged and even a little bit confused. I also know what it takes to get in better shape, and it does not have to be complicated. My goal is to have you come away from this today with your own personalised exercise plan to help you get back on track so you can go from sofa to sensational in 30 days. Yes, you can see and feel a significant change in how you look in only 30 days. Sound good? Okay, let's get started. Studies show that people who exercise regularly are actually healthier than those who don't. Makes sense, right? In addition to building and strengthening muscles, exercise supports your lymphatic system, improves multiple functions of the body, and reduces the risk of illness and disease. Exercise also stimulates brain cell growth, and who doesn't want that? Weight bearing exercise such as walking, running, and strength building with weights can protect bone health when done in tandem with healthy levels of vitamin D and a diet rich in calcium and magnesium. Even 30 minutes a day can be beneficial to your health. Of course, be sure to check with your doctor before you start any new exercise regime. Did you know that exercise keeps you young? Workouts such as a brisk walking or cycling boost the amount of oxygen consumed during exercise, improving your aerobic capacity by just 15 to 25% would be like shaving 10 to 20 years off of your age. Aerobic exercise may also stimulate the growth of new brain cells in older adults. Working out can keep you flexible, limber, and strong. It can also reduce infections. Moderate workouts temporarily rev up the immune system by increasing the aggressiveness or capacity of immune cells. That may explain why people who exercise catch fewer colds. It can also prevent heart attacks. Not only does exercise raise good HDL cholesterol and lower blood pressure, but new research shows it reduces inflammation, another risk factor for heart attacks and strokes. It can even ease asthma. New evidence shows that upper body and breathing exercise can reduce the need to use an inhaler in mild cases of asthma. Obviously, if you suffer from asthma, make sure you check this with a doctor first. Controlling blood sugar is also really important. Exercise helps maintain a healthy blood sugar level by increasing the cell's sensitivity to insulin and by controlling weight. Regular brisk walking can significantly cut the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. And if all that wasn't enough to get you going, it can also protect against some cancers. Exercise may reduce the risk of colon cancer by speeding waste through the gut and lowering the insulin level. It may also protect against breast and prostate cancer by regulating hormone levels. It can combat stress. Regular aerobic exercise lowers levels of stress hormones. For many people, exercise helps relieve depression as effectively as antidepressant medication. I can absolutely vouch for that. It can also relieve hot flushes. Increasing fitness by walking or participating in yoga enhances your mood and reduces some menopausal symptoms, such as hot flushes and night sweats. It can also prolong your life. Studies lasting many years have consistently shown that being active cuts the risk of premature death by about 50% for both men and women. In addition to weight-bearing exercises can protect bone health against osteoporosis. Exercise truly is the closest thing to the fountain of youth. It can transform your health. A healthy diet is important too, of course, but for today I wanted to focus on the topic of exercise. People who exercise regularly are more flexible, look better and age better. I don't know about you, but if I can look younger and age more gracefully, I'm all for it. Most of us have good intentions of starting an exercise program, but for one reason or another, we just feel stuck. We get in a rut and we stay there. I've been there too, believe me. Is this something you're experiencing right now? You're not alone. So let's get you some practical ideas to get you started. Let's take a step back and think about what we really want. Think about how you truly want to look and feel. What is most important to you? Do you want to feel fit, healthy, sensational, sexy, confident, empowered, unstoppable, strong, comfortable in your own skin, younger? This is just a short list, so add your words. If you can imagine anything for yourself, how would you like to look and feel? When you find your word or words, write them down and let this serve as a reminder to help keep you focused and motivated. If you could think of one thing that's holding you back or stopping you, what would that be? Does anything come to mind for you? Be honest. Maybe it's something you aren't consciously aware of, and maybe you'll figure it out during this presentation today. Let's look at some of the top roadblocks. I took a poll recently to see what people thought of their biggest challenges when it comes to incorporating exercise into their lifestyle. It was interesting to see the responses. What of these reasons can you relate to the most? The cost, getting started, your time, putting other needs above your own, feeling too self-conscious, fear of not being able to stick with it, not knowing what exercises to do or even where to start, not feeling motivated to start at all, or just feeling too tired. We all have our reasons, don't we? Today, we're going to address the most common ones that I hear from many of my clients, as well as simple time-saving solutions. The most common roadblock that seems to come up with my clients are time, knowledge, and motivation. Number one, time. Because all of us are busy and fitting enough time into our already busy schedule is a huge challenge. Number two, knowledge. For example, people may join a gym or want to exercise at home, but don't know which exercises or types of activities are best for them. Often they know what they'd like to do, but don't know how to do the exercise properly. Number three, motivation. Some people already know where they could fit the exercise into their schedule and know what to do, or just can't get started. Sometimes people join a gym or start walking or running, but they have difficulty staying motivated. Sometimes people feel too tired or that they just can't achieve other health goals before they can start an exercise regime. Let's take a closer look at each one so we can address a few simple solutions. Not having enough time is the number one roadblock I hear from my clients. Everyone is so busy, busy, busy. Is this your top reason too? The good news is you don't have to spend hours at a gym. There are plenty of ways to fit various forms of exercise into your routine and without taking time away from your family or commitments. I'm going to share a few simple steps to start with. Write down which strategy would work best for you. Are you ready to take notes? Write down what will work best for you. Set aside one block of time each day to be active. Decide on the best time to set aside 20 to 30 minutes to do an activity you enjoy, or at least you can live with. Did you know that you can get a full body workout done in just 30 minutes? Can you find 20 to 30 minutes in your day somewhere? If so, when would that be? If one block of time won't work, think about trying smaller blocks of time, 10 minutes 3 times a day or 15 minutes twice a day. Try a workout DVD at home if you're short of time. Replace less active blocks of time with active ones. If you sit at a desk at work, get up and take more breaks to move around and walk during your lunch hour. Grab a colleague and walk together if you want. Walk for half an hour instead of watching an extra hour of TV or surfing the net or hanging out on Facebook. Instead of sitting down to read a book, read while you're on an exercise bike or treadmill. Stand more while you're at work. If you have the option to work at a standing desk, they are amazing. Many of us sit for more than 10 hours each day, which is bad for our posture and activity levels. With a standing desk, this is adjustable. It can sit on top of your desk and you can adjust the height to use for sitting or standing, so you can do both during the day. Or use a Swiss ball as a chair at your desk. Using a yoga ball forces you to engage your inner core muscles throughout the day and challenges your balance. It's not as good as standing for part of the day, but it is a start. Make a choice to move more. Take the stairs instead of taking the lift. Walk to places that are within walking distance. Park away from the shops or the office and walk to the entrance. Park at the far end of the car park instead of circling and looking for the closest parking space you can find to the door. What one thing can you do to overcome the roadblock of time? Write it down. It sounds really simple, but it's one of the biggest roadblocks people face. I know for myself, I really struggled with it and had to fit in a lot of my exercise around my kids. I used to exercise while they slept. I would put my children down at 10 o'clock in the morning for their morning nap, and that is the time. That is when I got started. I made that time for myself. This is so important, and once you get started, it will become a habit. Roadblock number 2 is knowledge. Sometimes feeling like we don't know where to start can hold us back. The easiest way to get started though is by walking most days, or at least 3 to 5 times a week. Just 15 to 20 minutes is all you need to do to get you going. Once you practice, it becomes a habit. You can up your game by including other exercises such as strength training in time. Change up your routine every 4 to 6 weeks so you don't get bored and continue to see progress. I like to walk 2 to 3 times a week, and on alternate days I do lots of strength training. I don't get bored because I don't do the same thing every day. Once you've been walking regularly for 3 to 4 weeks, you will have created a new habit. Then it's time to add something else to your routine. There are so many different activities you can do for exercise. You could take a dance class or a group fitness class, work out at home, maybe try some kickboxing or martial arts, or even hire a personal trainer. Is there something you've been thinking about trying? Now is the perfect time to get out there and get started. If knowledge is your biggest roadblock, what is something simple you can start with today? Write it down and put it somewhere you will see. Put it in your calendar as a reminder. Roadblock number 3 is lack of motivation. Ask yourself what is holding you back. Are these reasons or excuses? We all have excuses that creep up. I know I am so guilty of this too sometimes, believe me. Be honest with yourself and ask a question like, if this was a top priority for me, would I be able to make the time for it? I'm sure the answer would be yes. I remember feeling so self-conscious that going to the gym, I hated it. But even though I didn't like the way I looked, I went anyway. My reason for going was bigger than my reason for not going. I'm not saying it was always easy, but I made myself go. You don't always have to feel motivated, but when you start seeing that progress, that will motivate you to keep going. I was tired of the way I looked and I felt depressed, and I decided I was going to make that change. Maybe you feel like this too. Now, even when I'm having a really busy day, I'll tell myself, you can find 30 minutes to take care of yourself. And this almost always works for me. What would help you feel more motivated? How can you put that in place starting tomorrow? When I go to the gym, I have my music cranked up while I'm doing my weights. If I forget my iPod, let me tell you, those 30 minutes feel like an eternity. Be sure to bring music if that helps you feel more motivated and keeps you going for longer. I know it helps me a lot. Some ideas include finding a friend for accountability, set a goal to train for an event even just a 5K. Fitness tracking devices like Fitbits are fantastic for keeping you on track and motivated. Finding a friend is great. You can help keep each other accountable and on track, and the time will fly by. Before you know it, your 30 to 40 minutes of exercise is done. Start where you are right now and acknowledge that you're going to move forward from here. Focus on where you want to go and how you want to feel. Will one workout make a difference? No. Will 4 workouts make a difference? Not really. Would 208 workouts make a difference? Absolutely. If you worked out just 4 times a week, at the end of the year, you would have worked out 208 times. A year from now, imagine how you would look and feel after 208 workouts. That starts with your decision today. It all comes down to your daily habits. It's better to start out slowly and then gradually increase the time, intensity and frequency of your workouts. This will build your strength and stamina and reduce the chances of injury. So consider how active you are now, then set your goals based on your current fitness levels. Make the goal a challenge enough to give you something to strive for, but not too high that it gets discouraging or frustrating. You may be surprised at how quickly you make progress. Set a short-term goal for 2 to 3 weeks from now. For example, maybe your goal is to start out walking 20 minutes 4 days a week. After 2 to 3 weeks, maybe you can bump that up to 30 minutes each day 5 times a week. I love this quote. When you shop for clothes, not every outfit you try on is right for you. But when you find the perfect outfit, doesn't it make you feel great? The same is true for exercise. Not every activity you try, whether it's a weight circuit, a kickboxing class, or a hike through the woods, will fit like a custom-made suit. But when you find the workout that suits your current fitness level, your budget, and your personality, it's a fantastic feeling. It's true, don't you think? The workout that your best friend loves may not be the workout that you love, but that's okay. I'm not very coordinated, so if a friend invited me to a Zumba class, that would never happen. If, on the other hand, I had the chance to lift some heavy weights, go for a lovely bike ride or a long walk, then you can count me in. Figure out what you enjoy, what fits with your personality and your goals. Variety is key. You don't want to get bored or burn yourself out. Here are some ideas to consider. Each type of exercise has benefits, but start with what you can do for now. You can add in variety when you're ready. Options include cardio exercise, like brisk walking or running, for example. Interval training, which mixes low intensity with high intensity at different time intervals. Examples of interval training include alternating between strength training and cardio training, or alternating between low, medium, high speed walking. Please don't let this overwhelm you. Yes, there are lots of choices, but this is just to show you some of your options. If you aren't sure where to start, just start with something that appeals to you. Strength training is a great way to reshape your body, and it is my absolute favourite. Studies show that the more muscles you have, the better your metabolism will be. A better metabolism means you burn more calories. Flexibility is important too, so that's why incorporating a yoga class into your routine once a week can be really beneficial. I also make sure that I warm up before I exercise and that I stretch and cool down at the end. Exercise really can be fun. Check out this list to start with. You could do dancing, rowing, biking, swimming, a group fitness class, an at-home DVD, online workouts, yoga, Pilates, kickboxing, martial arts, CrossFit, boxing, and TRX suspension. Other than walking and running, there are so many possibilities. This is by no means a complete list, of course, but maybe it will spark an idea for you. Everyone is busy. We all have the same 24 hours though. Some people have commitments like an 8 to 5 job that they have to work around. Others have kids, meal planning and meetings that they have to work around. However, it only takes a decision to do something and then to commit to it. Take your weekly calendar out and block out the time slots that you're already booked and set in stone. Look at when you are free and block out 15 to 30-minute time slots for yourself, your exercise time. Then fit it in around all your life commitments, like doing the laundry, washing up, cleaning your house, running after your children, your work, anything that you have to do, make that time. I put in my exercise every single day into my diary so that I do it. It's just part of my list and I love nothing more than ticking it off. This is just so true. Scheduling in your exercise is key. If you think of it this way, your schedule is your life. The way you run your schedule is the way you run your life. Wouldn't you agree? What if your schedule is a reflection of what your priorities are? Put yourself on that schedule. Are you ready to do that? Deciding that exercise is a priority and working other things around it is the first step to incorporating it into your wellness routine. If it's not a big enough priority, excuses will always creep in. What works for you? Ask yourself, when can I fit in 20 to 30 minutes of activity 5 days a week? Write it down. For the next 30 days, how many times per week will you exercise? How many minutes per day will you exercise? After 30 days, decide if you can add more days or more time. When is the best time for you to work out? Mornings are usually best, but do what works best for you. If you can only exercise in the afternoons or the evenings, then do that. Ask the question, when can I or how can I? Makes it not optional. Grab your calendar, your diary, and go ahead and plan in the days that you're going to exercise. When you put something on your calendar, it's easier to make it happen. Think of it as an important appointment that you're making with yourself. So let's recap. We covered a lot of information, so I want to be sure that you're able to come up with some ideas that will get you going in the right direction. We covered some of the amazing benefits of exercise and how it can truly transform your health. Oftentimes, once you start exercising regularly, the unhealthy food choices become less appealing too. We covered solutions and strategies to overcome the 3 most common roadblocks: time, knowledge, and motivation. We also shared plenty of ideas of different types of exercise. It doesn't have to be overwhelming or take up a ton of time. Start with something simple and build from there. You can so do this. I love this quote. Few things in life can match the euphoria you feel after a great workout. Your muscles are tired, you've worked up a serious sweat, and your mind is relaxed. And for that moment, you're free of stress and worry, and everything else feels amazing. I hope you've enjoyed this presentation and you've formulated a plan, and maybe you have discovered a newfound motivation, hopefully. I'm thankful you were able to listen into this. I would love to answer any questions that you may have across my Facebook group. So please jump on there if you have any questions.